Today we're going to be just taking some videos and some pictures for a dealer in the event that I do trade in my L3560 for a 4060. I'm not sure whether that's going to happen or whether I want to do that right now, but this video is going to be documentation for that dealer to determine the value of the tractor. I keep the tractor stored in an area that's out of the weather. It's not a full heated garage, it's just a covering, but it does keep it pretty clear of moisture, snow, and other materials. Might come down like rain or hail or anything else. The tractor has about 476 hours. Maintenance has been pretty impeccable. Follows the manual 100% with required services. If the dealer that we were using was suspected of not performing the service, it was duplicated by us. Finally, at the end of the relationship with the dealer, everything was completely done by us to prevent unintended consequences from service that may not have been done or not done satisfactorily by the dealer. Last fall, White's Farm Supply replaced the front lower frame assembly due to a mismanufactured lower frame assembly where the boss machined into that frame assembly used to prevent the angle of rotation of the axle was incorrectly made. That issue caused the right front tire to swing up further than normal and hit the lower FEL support bracket. There was a space about 1/8 inch required to clear that on the right side when under load and turning. Now initially the dealer cut the lower FEL with a grinder to remove the material that was in the way. At pickup we noticed this material that had been removed and sacrificed for the clearance. This was while the tractor was still at the dealer and before we left. We also noticed the paint overspray in the area. We discussed this with both Whites at the time the tractor was still on their site, and we made a call to Kubota, and Kubota came out within a week or two and determined that the proper materials were ordered to replace that lower FEL bracket that had been cut. They determined that the real issue was the incorrectly manufactured lower frame assembly and the boss location causing the tire clearance problem. That lower frame replacement required removal of the axle assembly, the radiator, the air conditioner pump, the steering linkage, the battery, along with the power steering drive hoses and assembly. At this same service interval, the hood was replaced due to damage while at White's Farm Supply. The replacement hood was installed by White's under the warranty program at the approval of Kubota. At the time of pickup, the replacement hood was found to not be factory as was specified it would be by Kubota. It could have been the same hood we took into them with the damage corrected, albeit with major paint quality issues. The hood was repainted, as you can tell by its orange peel surface. You can see those videos that were taken at White's at pickup time on the channel. The fingerprint in the paint on the hood, you can also see that video at pickup time. The overspray still visible on the underside of the hood bonnet area around the radiator filters. You can see that in this video. Paint on the upper headlight on the right from passenger seat or from the driver's seat. You can see that in included videos on the site. And there's additional paint on top of the standoffs on the radiator supports where the standoffs hit the underside of the hood when the hood is closed. These issues were all brought to White's Farm Supply, and the painted hood at the time of pickup, and the ancillary overspray and other supporting issues after the tractor was removed from White's and reviewed the following day. Except for the fingerprint and orange peel finish and dirt under the decals on the hood, which was filmed on location and documented at White's at the time of pickup. Upon picking up the unit from the front lower frame assembly repair, along with the hood paint issues, there were leaking FEL hoses, leaking power steering hoses, loose fan/AC belt, see video, a bolt on the right side of the engine compartment that bounces around and is attached to nothing, a bolt for the front axle rear flange mounting that fell out, see video on this channel. There was fresh paint on the FEL upper loader arms, inside showing paint chips embedded in the loader arms with fresh paint that was not there before drop off, and a steering linkage issue that clunks at each revolution of the steering wheel. This is still to be repaired under warranty. Most of these items were addressed by us in the aftermath of that last service debacle by White's Farm Supply. The Backhoe probably has about 35 to 40 total hours on it. It's very clean, 100% functional. The only services were to replace the control valve O-rings when the tractor had less than 50 hours on it, and a control valve link. While it was in for warranty service on an unrelated issue, the White's Farm Supply dealer repaired an issue without my consent, stating the backhoe was leaking all over the base of the control tower. And of course that was after 3 hours of actual backhoe work. I had no leaks previous to bringing it into White's for the warranty repair of unrelated issues with the backhoe. Associated with this was the later, that's 150 hours or so later, replacement of one of the control valve links for the backhoe assembly that had been removed for the O-ring replacement by the dealer. You can see the video on our channel. That link was incorrectly installed at the time the repair of the O-rings had been made. That link had failed due to improper assembly of the unit and the incorrect placement of the clearance washer on the assembly. Repeat. Stress fractures developed and caused a no control of the backhoe until the part was ordered and replaced by myself outside of the warranty system. The backhoe has been meticulously maintained and lubed along with the tractor and the additional implements. I have replaced one of the upper rear lamp emergency flash covers. I have added a dual lighted USB receptacle in the right side console inside the cab. There are several suction mounted GoPro camera bases attached to the front and rear windows that you can see in this video, which I will remove at time of delivery. There have been several touch-up areas where paint has been applied as well. None of that has been in high impact or high visual areas such as fenders, hoods, or other areas that are easily seen. Mostly dirt contact locations such as the backhoe and or the bucket. The bucket is not in the video, but the unit does come with a heavy-duty 72-inch bucket. The paint for all orange painted areas that are exposed to the sun have been treated with Armor Shield nano ceramic coating. This was done at 12 hours on the tractor, previous to most of the use of the tractor at this point in time. This is intended to help prevent degradation of the loader, hood, and fender areas from sun bleaching and chalking, which the orange Kubota paint is known for. Additionally, the underwells of the fenders, both gray areas and orange fender flare undersides, were coated as well to prevent adhesion of road dirt or other materials inside the fender wells. Under the hood, once again, you can see the telltale signs of the overspray paint from the painting of the hood while it was on the tractor. You can see that on the dust shield. You can also see the scrapes on the support brace above the radiator there. That was done by whites when they reinstalled the radiator. Why they scratched up that piece of equipment, I do not know, but those scratches were not done to that tractor previous to taking it in for repair and removal of those materials for the lower frame assembly. The tractor has not been road driven in the winter. It hasn't been driven on salt-laden roads. It has been used for moving snow piles, but is thoroughly washed topsides and undersides after those activities are done. It has not been used to spray chemicals whatsoever. The PTO has been used approximately 20 hours for mostly mowing with a King Kutter finish mower. There have been no flail or rotational brush cutters used on this tractor. We've also used it about 2 or so hours with a brush hog heavy-duty post hole digger, and that seemed to work very well. If you have not owned a cab tractor and it's something that you are looking at, I've got to tell you that this is probably, besides the raw power that this unit offers, even at 35 horsepower, the cab is probably one of the most beneficial options I could have ordered this tractor with. It has been exceptional in all weather, cold, hot, it doesn't matter. I can do a lot of work at any time and I'm not hindered. There is a bit of a drawback using the backhoe in inclement weather. It's not something that you can use from inside the cab. So I've even thought about what I could do to kind of mitigate those issues on the outside, with whether it's a tarp or some kind of a temporary cover that I put over the backhoe seat. The backhoe is an extremely versatile piece of equipment. I never expected that I would be so extremely happy having the access to a backhoe that I can remove in literally minutes and put on in minutes if I need to use it. It's a great implement. It doubles the capability of the tractor in all instances. It's just been a phenomenal tool, and I'm so glad that I went with the 9'2". It's beefier, it's heavier, it's got more power. It's been an extremely viable resource for me. Overall, I'd like to say that the 3560 is an exceptional piece of equipment with technology, with capabilities, dual speed, just phenomenal in every sense. It's more than I could have asked for. It's been a great resource at the homestead. Kubota is extremely proficient in providing technology on a large scale like this. Exceptional.